it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today I have this project for you. It's a bit of spotlight colouring. It's a fairly quick and easy card to put together, but I think it's just stunning having that black area highlighted with the colour. I'm using a limited edition, comes out for August only, Blended Seasons stamp set. It's a two box set. It's available in red rubber, so on wood mount or clear mount. It has some matching framelets, the Stitched Seasons framelets, which have got these lovely labels, which when you cut the label out, it leaves stitching both on the frame and on the label. They are absolutely stunning. I will be using these quite a lot in the coming days, I have a feel. Now, only one of the dies actually cuts out an image, and it's this one, which cuts out this image here, the Christmas bell. But you have got this lovely floral, ears of wheat, some just general leaves, some, I think they're obviously meant to be autumnal leaves, holly, the bell, and then some great sentiment. So, you're the friend everyone wishes they had. I just miss you. Congrats. Thank you. Wishing you all the best and Merry Christmas. So it really does cover all the seasons. You can get it as single, just as the stamps, in which case for wood it's £49. For clear mount it's £36. The dies are £31 on their own. You can bundle them as ever. You will save 10%. So the bundle on wood is £72 and for clear is £60. And then you can also put in a small set of watercolour pencils. These may come out in a future publication, but at the moment they're only going to be available for the August promotion with the Blended Seasons. You can buy them separately, so if you just want some more watercolour pencils, great set to get. We've got Cherry Cobbler, Flirty Flamingo, Cajun Craze, Crushed Curry, Granny Apple Green, Garden Green, Coastal Cabana, Balmy Blue, Night of Navy and Gorgeous Grape. I would just say that the colours on the top of the pencils are not the best. So this is Balmy Blue, but it looks more like Night of Navy, although this is Night of Navy. Balmy Blue is a very pale blue, so don't go by the colour of the top, particularly if you've got the other set already, because you might get confused. Actually read the label. We will be using these, so I'll keep those out. So these are £11.75, so really good value. And remember, if you were to buy the clear mount bundle, £60, you would get 2 Sunflower Rewards if you use the Hostess code as well. So always worth bearing that in mind, because for every 10 rewards you get to spend £30 for free. So you just contact me and let me know what you want, and I order it for you and get it to you. So always good to know. So this time I am going to be using the aquas. So I've got a Coastal Cabana matte, I've got a Whisper White card base, I've got the same black frame, and I cut this using the stitched shapes. So all I did was layer up the 2 medium-sized framelets and cut as one. So I've got the black inners to use on another project. So that's what I did with that. I did think about using the curly framelet from the limited edition set, but I just don't think it would have had the impact. I have also got already in my Stamparatus, just trying to find somewhere that's not going to be blown away. We've got a lovely hot day today and a very, very warm breeze. So in my Stamparatus I've already got a Whisper White matte, which, let me just bring that in to pop that up. So this is cut at 5.5 by 3 3/4. The Coastal Cabana matte is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and the card is a basic A6 card, so half a piece of A4 folded down the middle. So all of those measurements are over on my blog, which is linked immediately below. So the first thing I need is some Memento ink, and I'm just going to ink up my stamp. I'm using the Stamparatus just to make sure I get everything nicely inked up. I seem to be going through a bit of a Stamparatus phase. It also means that if I were to be making lots of these, I could do all of the stamping and then just move. You see, I probably need to re-ink my Memento, is probably the issue. I haven't re-inked it for a while, so that's probably something I could do with doing. But the joy of the Stamparatus is that you just re-ink and have another go. Still need to get that in the middle. That's a bit better. Let's give it one more push. Much better. Right, okay. So I'm going to take everything out, and then I'll take the plate out, and then I'll clean the stamps later. It's one of the joys of the Stamparatus. You can do that. So you don't have to worry about having dirty plates in your Stamparatus, because you just put it on top. Right, so there is our stamped image. Now, I do need to bring back the smaller of the two dies that I use, because that's going to be what I use to decide where I'm going to colour. And I think I'll probably colour there. And then what I need is a pencil, and then I'm going to just draw around the outside of my die, because that will be the guide as to where I need to colour, so that I have colour where I need it. Because if I then bring in the frame, I can cover that pencil line. So it's a really easy way of just making sure you've got your everything in the right place. So I'm going to go for aqua-y sort of shades rather than, this was Gorgeous Grape. So this time I'm going to go for the Coastal Cabana, as much as anything, because I'm going to use, where are they, the glitter enamel dots, which are in Gorgeous Grape and Coastal Cabana, amongst others. So we've got Lovely Lips, is it Lovely Lipstick or Poppy Parade? Let me just check. It is, oh, Melon Mambo, okay. And Granny Apple Green. Well, Granny Apple Green is another of the colours that I'll be using. So, but I think I'll go Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to be using very few colours, because you can get shading just by doing lighter and softer. So I'm just going to colour this in very quickly. So I'm going to have an aqua flower, which, okay, it's probably not that realistic, but it's my card. I like aqua colours, so you know what? We're having a Coastal Cabana flower. I don't think it's an impossible colour to have a flower, it's just not a common colour. The Gorgeous Grape is probably more of a common colour. So I'm just adding a small amount, because you can always add. Taking away is not impossible, but it's not as easy. So yes, this is coming in August, but we do still have some July left. So during July, we are still doing the buy 3 get your 4th free on Designer Series paper. So don't miss out on that, because again, get 3 of those packs and you get a Sunflower reward if you use the host code. Now, I have in the past been very generous and added the host code on if people have forgotten to use it. Well, I need to get people trained, so I'm not going to do that anymore. If you don't use the host code, you won't get to share in the host rewards, because I want people to get into the habit. Now, I am going to add some shading, and all I'm doing there is just adding a little more pigment. So I'm adding that on the inside edge. So yes, now if you do forget to use the host code, you can drop me an email. My email address is all over my website, which is linked immediately below, so it's very easy to get hold of me. You can drop me an email and go, Liz, I forgot, and I will add it on. But otherwise I won't. So please, 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 if you want to share in the host rewards, please remember to use the host code. It's below in the description bar, and it's also on my website, so it's quite difficult to miss. This is Garden Green, which I'm going to use for just outlining the kind of veins of the flowers. And adding a bit of shadow there, and a bit of shadow there. Now that is leaf and that is not, so that's going to be in shadow, as is that. So yes, I'm going to go strict school teacher. Oh, I've gone outside. It doesn't matter. It's going to be covered, I think. Phew! Went outside the line. It's because I'm talking too much. So yes, I'm going to go a bit strict school teacher. So just do bear that in mind, that I do want people who actually use the host code to get the benefit of it, because I think that's not unreasonable. So please, 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 please use the host code. Then you get to share in the rewards. Now, everyone who shops with me, so yes, there's another thing. If you're spending £150 or more, you are not meant to really use the host code, because you become your own host. So you get to choose what you have rather than relying on me choosing something nice for you. I do try and always choose something nice and a bit different. But yes, if your order is £150 or more, you get to be your own host. It does mean you won't get sunflower rewards because you won't be using the host code. But I think using the your own host, being your own host is probably more important. Right. Now this is crushed curry, and I'm just going to use that in the middle, just as a sort of pale, well, it'll be a sort of pale yellow. Right, now a blender pen. I always make sure that it's running clear before I use it. So I'm going to start with the green and just blend that in. And I'm just kind of, you know, mushing it all together. I'm not worrying too much that I'm mixing the green and the garden green and the granny apple green. That is rather the point. That's why it's blending. It's one of the joys of the blender tool. Pen. It's a pen. It's about 30 degrees in my study at the moment, and there's a lovely breeze that's blowing really hot air. It's the last time I remember anything like this, I was on holiday in Greece, and my goodness, the Greeks are having it bad at the moment. And actually, was I in Greece? No, I was in Turkey, but I'm sure the same would apply there at the moment now, in Greece at the moment as well. It was 40 plus degrees, and the breeze was like someone had opened an oven door. And that's basically what it feels like here at the moment. It's not quite as hot, but it feels like someone's opened an oven door. Right, so I'm going to do the crushed curry in the middle. You see, that's quite a nice pale yellow. And then I'm going to come in from the outside. So the outside of my petals are paler than the inside. So I'm going to do all of the outside and then come in and bring it out a bit, but I don't want to go out and spread the colour out too much. So I do want that shade. Now there is a debate as to whether or not you can use the blender pen if you're using Memento ink. I think you will agree that it's working. I wouldn't go backwards and forwards over the line and too much, but if you're just doing a bit of gentle colouring, it's fine. So I tend to colour up to the line rather than just scribbling over it. Says she, who's now scribbling over it. But kind of go in the direction of the line, and then it's fine. And just that little bit in there, and then we're done. So the other thing that's quite useful, because we've drawn the circle, is that you can then add your multi-purpose adhesive to that circle. You don't need a huge amount because it will squish out a bit, but just literally go around that circle. And then get our frame and just pop it over the top and press it down. And then Coastal Cabana card base. So it's a very narrow margin. Oop, why am I trying to take the top off? It's already off. Now I'm going to follow my thoughts from yesterday, which is what Jenny Hall does. Jenny is a fantastic demonstrator over in the US, and she just puts a few little dots in the corner of her layers. I think that probably is not a bad idea. Right, now, bit of bling, and then we'll stick it on our card. So, now, there's a funny little smudge there, so that's a good place to put a dot. So I'll have one there. I do love the fact that you can use these to cover up any little issues. I'll have another one down here, and then a kind of middle-sized one up there, I think. Maybe, no, maybe there. And it's more of a inclusive triangle. I do like triangles. It's a very flat triangle, but it's still a triangle. So that's those. Bring in our card base, fold that, bone folder, and I think I might put a little bit more on the back of this than my little dots. But still not a huge amount. You really don't need a huge amount. And there we go. So, two identical cards that look really different just because of the colours. So, same product, just different cards. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Do have a look at this set when it comes up for sale in August. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to list the products I've used with links to my online store on the blog post, which is linked immediately below, because not very many of them are available at the moment. I will list what is available so that you can get that, and then hopefully some of you will be tempted by the offer when it comes up in August. Until then, do remember the 4 for 3 designer series paper offer and the amazing stamp pad offer for if you want to join up as a demonstrator and join my team. That is the single most amazing offer in the catalogue at the moment. So just, those two offers only run until the end of July. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope to see you again very soon.